and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you watching World this morning. Okay, but moving on, I think before we share those stories, there's this amazing story which is all over the globe right now. So thousands of well-wishers visited the Imperial Palace in the heart of Tokyo as Japan's Emperor Akihito delivered his final New Year speech to the public ahead of his abdication in April.
And
it's happening for the first time?
Yes, absolutely. And Akihito was actually accompanied by the members of the royal family, including the Empress Michiko and his eldest son, Crown Prince Naruhito, as he sent his regards to people of the world through the glass-walled balcony, as you can see in the visuals.
Exactly. And, just look at the number of people who actually came out. So many well-wishers made their journey to the Japanese capital during the 3-day national New Year holiday to say thanks to the Emperor, who is expected to step down on April 30th.
And a highly revered emperor to many Japanese, Akihito has spent his reign addressing the legacy of World War II, which was fought in the name of his father, Hirohito, and consoling victims of the natural disaster as well. And actually, his era is also called the era of peace, Heise or Heise.
Oh, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure that everybody listens to this, that this is for the very first time happening in the Japan's history. Otherwise, unfortunately, if the king actually died or was sick, and only then this transition took place. One of the finest speeches. But ladies and gentlemen, to talk about this transition, which is going to take place in Japan's, for the very first time in the world history, I think relating it with Japan, we've got somebody to shed light on that, and he's been on the show before too as well. He's live on his cell phone over here, somewhere in the studios. He's a celebrity out there too as well. He's been actually, his wedlock is within the royal family too as well. He's none other Mr. HUMAYUN Mughal, and he's a journalist in Japan himself. Hello! Ohayo gozaimasu, how are you?
Ohayo gozaimasu, genki desu ka?
How are you?
Fine, thank you
very much for sharing us. It was
nice to see you again here.
Thank you very much once again. When did you come back from Japan?
Just 2 days ago.
I mean, this is one thing which I cannot realize. How can your wife actually allow you to be in Pakistan and be all over the globe whenever you want? And you travel without her. This is so unfair.
Because she loves me and I trust her and she trusts me.
Okay.
Wow, I think that answers
I think this is the oldest key to success.
Yes.
Absolutely. So to start with, were you there for the New Year ceremony?
No, actually, every year I go there.
Okay.
But this time, I was in Pakistan. I couldn't go to the New Year
okay.
ceremony.
So describe the ceremony to us, since you've witnessed this before as well.
Yes. Actually, mostly this the emperor. You can say he's a higher spiritual leader.
Right.
Mostly people thinking he's like God.
Okay.
No, he's the descendant of God. They call it.
That's what they believe.
Tenno Heika. So that's why he's a very. So what he's doing is. He's doing the spiritual things, praying for people, praying for peace, praying for nations.
Right.
Every time he's praying, that is his emperor mission. He's
Well,
not
we'll
like
come
king.
to that. I really do need to, talk about that. But before that, I want you to tell me, when I was seeing on Twitter a lot of thousands of people gather, just to witness the emperor once.
Yes.
So how important is it for the commoners to celebrate this day with their emperor?
Actually,
is this the only chance for them to see him?
Yes, only once in a chance to see directly,
Okay.
So every year he appears on the public, and people, want to see to get blessing from him.
Oh, wow.
So he's a very miracle power, the people feel love and peace and respect from him.
Yeah.
So every time, so this is first time in the history, that he, abdication.
Yeah.
First time,
While he's alive.
The emperor died and the next is coming.
Right.
But he decided, and that's why Japanese nation like him very much. And that's maybe his last time to watch him. Mostly, go for, when die, go for, a funeral.
Wow.
But no, in the lifetime.
Yeah, but I definitely want to dig in a little more as well.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, here's the interesting part.
Yeah.
So, Mr. HUMAYUN and, our senior producer, Mr. Jamshed Sultan, happened to be together in Japan.
Yes.
And they actually visited the same palace. So, if you can share the pictures.
Yes. This is a royal family. He's the uncle of this new prince, Naruhito. This is I got Shinto award. I got it from royal family. So this is the royal family from the Shinto.
Wow.
So mostly, I'm very respectable there, and people like me. And this is the first lady, Mrs. Abe, Prime Minister wife.
Okay.
And she was in the ceremony. We invited her to the Pakistan embassy.
And you look very happy, yeah.
And this is the princess, Princess Takamado. She was also in our Pakistan embassy. So I did a lot of events in the Pakistan embassy. I feel the embassy is a home of Pakistan.
I think next time me and Shiza need to be in Japan to do all
yes.
these.
And this is my video work. I'm doing my TV shows. This is I'm doing
that's great.
Yeah. Jamshed Sultan. You can watch it.
Jamshed Sultan.
Yes,
he went to witness the palace itself as well. So can you let us know about this entire palace or the?
This palace is very historical. The Japanese emperor is start from 2,600 years ago. So step by step. So look at that. He's fresh. So he's fresh. So he was there. I was with him, and we visited to the royal palace. And Jamshed Sultan looks very happy, and
we can be back on television now.
But really, he's very happy, and I'm very thankful to him because of him now.
Indeed, it is a very beautiful place to be,
yes,
right?
Beautiful place.
Okay, so back to the concept of divinity, which is sort of associated with the empress in Japan. I do know that Akihito's father was actually really considered as God among the people, but then this concept sort of broke down after Akihito was in power because he changed things. And tell us about the era and why it was called Peace Era and how the concept and the beliefs of people have changed with time.
Oh yes, actually, this every emperor has their own emperor. They have the calendar, For example, in Islam we have Hijri calendar. And 1999, like 2090, is the Hijri calendar, is from Christ. But they have their own calendar from royal emperor. They call it from 2,600 years. The first emperor was a Jim Tenno. Jim was started, and step by step, whenever the emperor changed, they changed their calendar. So that's why most of the people ask them, why don't you start this time from 1st January? They said, no, we don't believe that. We have our spiritual thing. They have own events, spiritual events in the shrines. So they don't want to change. So that's why they put this, Akihito put his Heise. So before it was Showa. Showa was, his grandfather. And Heise is like just peace. And that's why it's a peaceful country.
Okay, that's great. But now, Mahesab, I'm going to come down to a question which might be very difficult for you too as well. Not very difficult because you directly or indirectly can do something about it, probably, on a global level as well. And that is that, while we were rehearsing before the show, so Shiza told me that for example, if it's going to move on to the next generation, since the guy does not have any son, so it's going to be probably his brother. So in Japan, none of the emperors have been female so far.
That's why the crown prince.
That's why.
Yes.
I mean, that's what
they're doing. But I think they're thinking that they're changing the law that maybe the female be princess.
Okay, so they're trying.
Yes, they're trying to. Now this time, this the royal family princess from the public. She's not from royal family. And Akihito's wife is Michiko-san is also from the public. She's not from royal family. So now they're thinking to change. If there is no boy, so maybe that female lady. Because mostly the Japanese Shinto, lady god is, they call it Amaterasu Omikami, is a lady god. So Amaterasu Omikami.
Amaterasu Omikami.
Yes.
Amaterasu
Omikami is a lady god and lady prince, you can say. So she was studied this history of Japan. So they are thinking to make maybe the female can be a princess.
So there are chances that probably Naruhito's daughter will be the
I think so. Because the future, in the near future, the new generation have different mind. They are looking for something different.
And since I'm sorry I have to cut you in here, but since you just mentioned that a lot of crown princes are actually marrying into commoners. So I was reading this article which actually said the monarchy of Japan is probably going down with time. Is it true? Because not a lot of real royal blood is left in the family, is it?
But no, the history has been changed now. Everybody wants to prince and princess in the house. So now the most of the public vision is getting changed. Now they are very happy that Naruhito, this is now coming new emperor, his wife is also from private, public. So people are very happy. She's from diplomat area, So I think people don't mind it. So new future will become, is a new generation, new emperor, because in the Japanese emperor, they are not like king, that they have a power.
I think the Britishers have actually set the line straight. I mean, Meghan Markle, for all of these people who've actually got married into the royal family, I think they've set the path right.
That's right. In England, you can watch it. I disagree. So maybe all around the world, a lot of prince and princesses.
Exactly. But one more thing before we actually, ask you to sing us a Japanese song, and that is that, for example, whenever we talk about other countries, so the world is actually going to witness on April 30th that how the transition actually takes place successfully, and that too in a very peaceful manner. What are we expecting? I mean, what are we going to witness on our television screens? How does the ceremony take place?
Yeah, I think it will be more interesting ceremony and very spiritual. I think our Prime Minister Abe's government is planning to do. new calendar, new emperor.
Okay.
Within, in his past emperor is there. The whole family. So I think it will be more blessing ceremony. I think the world will be focused on it. It will be highlighted.
And what would you be doing on April 30th?
Maybe I'm going
to actually relatives with the royal family.
No, I will be maybe on the television talking about like this on the Japanese media. Okay. That's my job,
Wow.
Right.
So talking about what is my feeling about this royal family. I love them. I respect them. That's why they love me. They expect me, and they give me. I have the Shinto award, Peace Award. I got this. Ambassador for Peace Award.
Wow.
So a lot of awards. So I'm very respectable Pakistani in Japan.
Wow.
I'm
so
thankful to
proud
this
of that.
family, proud of that, and especially because of my wife,
Oh,
Beautiful.
wow.
That is indeed beautiful. But ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap it up, the best part is that Mr. Humayun is actually going to sing us a song in Japanese.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, can we do that?
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
He's thinking.
Take your time. Not a
It's
lot.
okay. Sakura, Sakura, Namida no Sakura, Inamade Sakura, Heva no Sakura.
But what does that
Wow.
mean?
It's like a Sakura. Sakura is a cherry blossom.
Yeah.
Cherry blossom for love and peace.
And before this, I only knew that Sakura was actually the name of a restaurant. Okay.
Yeah. That's why most of the Japanese put these Sakura names to the different
Exactly.
places.
But which is why I wanted to talk about Japanese cuisines too as
Oh,
well.
yes.
Yeah.
So the other day, okay, this is a very interesting story and embarrassing once again. I don't know how I started my day today, ladies and gentlemen, but so what happened was that, there's this Japanese restaurant which actually opened up in Lahore, and they invited me over to do their red carpet and whatnot, so I was there while I was hosting, and then after I got done with my work, so they offered me to come and eat.
Oh.
So they served me with sushi, and then there were other dip sauces, and then there was this one more thing which was roll. I don't know what it was, and I never had the guts to ask them what it was. So I had the first sushi. It was tasty. It was yummy, and I was having a lot of fun over there while having it. And to myself, I thought that it's not enough for me, so I should probably go and have the second one as well because it was on the plate. So I had the second one, and somewhere in the middle of the second one, I realized that the first one was enough.
Yeah.
So why does that happen with sushi? I mean, eventually you realize that it was too much.
Yeah. Actually, it's a raw fish,
Yeah.
Most of the Japanese don't push any spices and everything. They try to make the natural taste.
Yeah.
I like sushi too. So when you see, raw fish, everything, you will still young. You can look at me. I am 56 now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to maintain my
Yes.
youngness.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the food. Japanese food is very healthy. It can keep you young and more beautiful for ladies. So I want to suggest the Pakistani people too, try to use, not too much spices.
Okay.
Try to make the natural nutrition and vitamins. So when you cook or burn everything is killed,
Yeah.
So Japanese food, they don't burn, don't kill. Everything they're trying to the natural.
And that's what you eat. I mean, when you're back home, so that's
I
what your
love
wife
to
is going
go.
to cook for you.
Maybe 3 or 4. No, in the home.
Yeah.
Mostly I eat the Japanese food, but sushi is only we can eat on the
Okay,
shops.
but what kind of normal conventional food do you guys eat when you're at home? I mean, obviously it's not going to be dal palak in Japan.
Dal
right?
palak, no, I cook by myself. My
Okay.
chicken cook, I train them.
Wow.
Like chicken kadai, everything. Once
Okay.
in a month I cook the Pakistani food.
That's
But mostly we prefer the noodles like udon, ramen, or somen, or we call it gohan, takuan. This is a sakura, or like this is a tempura, sushi.
Wow, man.
So
Must be
this
so
is
nice
more
to
than
enjoy different cuisines.
more than 50 kind of foods are there.
Okay, name one dish which your wife cooks the best.
I call it gyoza.
Gyoza.
It's a dumpling.
Okay, dumpling.
Dumpling,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we're getting dumplings over in F6 too as well over in
Yeah,
the South
we do.
one. Yeah.
So towards the end, I just want you to, since we were talking about, the monarchy over there in Japan. So what are your or everyone's expectations from Naruhito and his, rule? And also because they're the young couple, they're the sort of global couple, and I feel like Japanese should be expecting a lot more from them because they're the modern types. So you, being a Japanese, what are you
I've got a
expecting?
lot of respect for
Yes.
Japanese people as a nation too as well.
Yes, even now, even the foreigners are living in Japan. Minorities also, they respect this Naruhito.
Okay.
So we're expecting a lot of things from him because his father, when he was last addressing to the nation, he especially mentioned to the minorities. This is the we love foreigners, those who have come here and worked for us. Because in the Second World War, Japanese were out of Japan. They were working as same like foreigners are working. So he really gave very polite word for the foreigners.
Right.
And all the foreigners are getting, oh my God, that he especially mentioned for the foreigners living in Japan. That says, you are the part of us. You're the part of the society.
Wow.
We welcome to you. And in the now 2020, the Olympic is coming soon.
Yeah.
This is a lot of more than 50,000 foreigners are coming to the Japan.
Wow.
They want, we welcome to you. Come to Japan, make it more international, more we could say that cosmopolitan city.
Right.
So I think that this Naruhito is doing more things because he's more international minded.
Yes.
He was educated, from abroad.
Yeah.
His wife is like from diplomatic background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the peoples are
So it's going to be
expecting.
big.
So Japan will be more, I think.
One last thing, and you'll have to be very careful about that, and that is that whenever in whatever country we see monarchy, we definitely see that when the transition takes place, there are a lot of impacts or repercussions on the government too as well. Do we see the same with Japan too as well? Do you think that there'll be changes within the democratic levels or how the democratic process works?
I don't think so because this emperors don't involve in the political system,
But that's what we say.
That's why. So that's why. So the political system also don't want to disturb them.
Okay.
But somehow it depends on the political, that leader's policy that is a Democrat or different groups are there. So somebody is trying to change their rules. But mostly this is the Liberal Democratic Party.
Okay.
This is Mr. Abe, Prime Minister
Yeah,
Abe is doing a lot of things, good things.
Exactly.
He's maybe third generation to build this country.
Wow.
So I think he will do something good relation with Naruhito Princess.
Wow.
He's going to be emperor. And I think we have a bright future in Japan and good for Pakistan, trying to good relation with Pakistan and Japan. So I'm trying to my bridge between Pakistan and Japan.
You are
That's what we are
making
trying to do as well, so that's what we are trying to do as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Humayun.
Okay, thank you very
It was
much.
wonderful to have you.
Thank
And
you.
once again, Ohio gozaimasu.
Thank you. And like arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu.
okay.
Okay, that's one thing more which I've learned today. Arigato gozaimasu. But before we do that, do you want to say anything today?
No, I think that's
Are you sure?
it. Yeah.
Okay, so for all those people, please make sure to remember that if you're traveling to Murray, Galiad, or you in the northern places, it's going to snow over there from Friday till Sunday. So make sure to keep your warm clothes with you and an umbrella and probably a portable heater.
Yes.
Or a chimney or something
Need
that
of the
sort.
hour.
Yes, exactly. But don't forget to write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of,
Well, this morning?
on Twitter,
Well, this morning without a G.
on Daily Motion and YouTube.
Well, this morning,
And the fabulous repeat is going to be at
11 p.m.
till the next time. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Take care.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great.